All right, one of my favorite chapters. This really helped us go from $100 million a year loans to over $200 million a year loans. And the pinnacle mortgage you see out there is $100 million loans in a year. So how did I double the pinnacle of mortgage of doing over $200 million in one calendar year and consistently sustaining that? The reason why 6-lane highway really came to life was because when you're trying to do $100 million a year in loans and you're 90 some odd percent realtor business, and it gets tough to do 125, it gets tough to do 100, it gets to 150, 200 million, and you're only realtor business. There's not enough hours in the day and it starts becoming inefficient. Plus also, if those realtors leave you, then you don't have control and you lose out. So what I built is something called the 6-lane highway. It originated from a class that I took with Todd Duncan, and he talked about the circle of cash flow. I've heard about the circle of cash flow for, gosh, I'd probably say, I don't know, 10 years or so, and it just never really resonated with me. I didn't really understand. I understood in theory what it was, but I didn't understand in a way that I can actually implement it. So 6-lane highway came from, hey, if I want to build a business and it goes down a 6-lane highway instead of a 1-lane highway, 1 lane being realtors, 2nd lane being database, 3rd lane being financial advisor, 4th lane being family will attorney, insurance, and CPA. So that's your 6-lane highway. So the 6-lane highway really started making sense to me because I could fit more cars on a 6-lane highway, meaning I could fit more loan officers or production partners on my team on a 6-lane highway. We can go faster together on a 6-lane highway versus a 1-lane highway with only realtors. And as I make my residual income from the team, all I am is just simply the toll booth. On the toll booth, loan officers are driving down my highway and I get paid every single time they close a loan. Keep driving down my highway, I get paid every single time I close a loan. What all that came from is simply called diversity of network. I'm sure you've heard of the term before. Your network determines your net worth. Since your network creates your net worth, so then you want to build a 6-lane highway with realtors and then include the financial advisors, the CPAs, the family will attorney, the insurance. And then you've got your database. By connecting all of them together and referring business back and forth, now you're turning your database into a data bank. You are building a network. As you've built this network, I'm sure you probably heard of it probably in the 90s and the early 2000s. So there was a networking group called BNI. BNI was 1 CPA, 1 financial advisor, 1 painter, 1 architect, 1 contractor, 1 plumber, and it was like a big group that would meet on a weekly basis and they'd refer business back and forth. That's all this really is. You're building your own network. Mortgage Team Bob's network, and Mortgage Team Bob's network is referring business back and forth, and you are the gatekeeper, you are the quarterback, and you're the one that is the one that's connecting all the pieces together. That allows you to be the gatekeeper of the network, which always makes you the most valuable player on the field. There's the power of the warm introduction, and of course, there is the mistakes that I've made in the past. So in the past, I got this brilliant idea around 2019. Literally, my team and I spent like weeks and weeks and weeks on it. Back then, we're closing 300 to 400 closings a year. I'm like, okay, I got 300 to 400 tax returns in every single file. I've got 300 to 400 investment account statements in each file. And as we went through it, I had my assistants pull out who the CPA was, or if they did TurboTax or whatever, who the financial advisor was, or if they did Fidelity 401k and didn't have a financial advisor. The big idea that I had was I was going to connect the people that have financial advisors to the financial advisors that don't have the clients and back and forth. How about to the CPAs? I was connecting the TurboTax borrowers to the CPAs that already had my clients. Unfortunately, I was trying to build a network without the warm introduction. It didn't work. Failed miserably, and it just didn't go anywhere because the CPAs and financial advisors that I reached out to try to refer business back and forth, it felt like I was spamming them, and it felt like I was more of a telemarketer than a value adder. So what I learned is when those, let's just say I find that John Smith lives at 123 Apple Street and he's got $1 million with ABC Financial Advisor firm, So from that financial advisor firm, what I went ahead and did, I said, hey, I reached out to John Smith and said, hey, John Smith, it looks like you've got a lot of cash or a lot of money and a lot invested with your financial advisor. Tell me a little bit about your experience with him. Oh, he's great. He's this, he's this, he's this. All right, John, I would love for you to introduce me to your financial advisor. And that allows me to be able to refer my 300 or 400 clients a year to that financial advisor. So then John will introduce me to that financial advisor. That financial advisor, now it's a warm introduction, and it became so much more successful. So don't make the same mistake that I made. There's a high level of importance and power in the warm introduction. Let's talk about AMRs and we'll wrap up this video. So real quick and really, really important, remember there's 10 opportunities of you making an income on each call. You can get or give a financial advisor referral. You can get or give a CPA referral. You can get or give a family will attorney referral. You can get or give an insurance person referral, and you can get 2 referrals to their family and friends or networks. So as you're doing this, you want to think of a great book by Adam Grant called Give and Take. I'll summarize the book super easy for you. He says there's 3 types of people in the world: the givers, the takers, and the people that give and take evenly. The givers get taken advantage of by the takers. However, the people that give and take evenly are the most happy, most successful, and are the best teammates because they think of like abundance. So focus on giving and giving and giving, but being able to take from your database. That's how you're going to turn it from a database into a data bank. Let's see the next video of how to grow this through your business.